And welcome to the Mango Grove, everybody. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink analysis video. Now, I want to cover Ethereum today because news is that open interest is through the roof. So yeah, we'll be going over these three coins. Now, the Mango dashboard, guys, on the Mango dashboard, Bitcoin USDT is still short. Okay, now this one went short about 6 days ago. However, for my morning analysis today, I usually like starting off my morning with my, little analysis, cup of joe, you know what I mean? But I was looking at it, and I believe that price is kind of sandwiched into this really tight zone right now. So I do believe Bitcoin can go either way. For me, currently it's neutral, but we'll go ahead and dissect that chart because, just to give you an idea of what it is that I am looking at. Okay, there are a couple of good, sweet patterns that I have spotted, so stay tuned for that. ETH/USDT, once again, that is neutral. Okay, now that neutral trend came in 6 days ago, and yeah, there's not much on ETH. BTC is also neutral, so that's interesting. Okay, and Chainlink, Linky-dink. What is Linky-dink doing? Okay, so Chainlink USDT flipped neutral 2 days ago. Okay, however, BTC is still long. So that's something to note. I mean, so far in terms, the dashboard, the calls on the dashboard for the alts have been pretty freaking neat. Just look at Theta, guys. I know Wouter from the Mango Seed program. Shout out to freaking Wouter. You really caught this one. Damn, he was the first one who actually brought Theta to my attention, and then I looked at it. I'm like, damn. I think it was already at 2x when I saw it, when he brought it to my attention. But man, this was a freaking bullish chart, and the dashboard actually gave you a signal about a month ago, and from then, you're up 196%. And this is not even the max, guys. I believe it went up, like, I believe Theta actually took a dump last night. But the gains on this call was significant. It was definitely more than 196%. But so yeah, Theta BTC is still up, okay? Still on that long. And Theta USDT also still long. I do believe we're kind of at a critical support there when I was doing my analysis on Theta. By the way, speaking of like altcoins, if you guys want me to dissect any altcoin that you are looking at, I've anyways been spending a lot of my time looking at alts, and I'll be more than happy to just spit out a video, okay? Any sort of, if you guys want me to do like, a quick analysis on any of the alts, just let me know in the comments below. Tell me what alt you want me to look at, and I'll be more than happy to do it. Okay, so yeah, for today it's only going to be these three coins, so let's get into the charts. Now, I know that many people have been looking at this beautiful symmetrical triangle, and I do believe it is at play. Now, question is, can we actually get to the top of this symmetrical triangle? If we manage to get there, I think we're going to break. Okay, I think we're actually going to break to the upside if we manage to take that out. So what I'm looking at, so there were a few things that have been playing out on this chart that was sort of giving me a tip off. Okay, now a few things, I'm pretty much talking about patterns, of course, and just how price has been reacting relative to these support and resistance levels. Okay, so the first thing that was playing out, this is more, you can see this a lot better on the 1 hour time frame. But yesterday I was looking at this. Okay, it was like a mini W-like formation. Okay, now this, of course, did break to the upside, and I do believe the measured move was actually at that 4 hour Kijun, which I do believe we have met. Allow me to kind of just get rid of this line. Okay, there we go. That's the 4 hour Kijun right here. So we did actually meet that. Let's just go ahead anyways and do the measured move. That way you get a good visual, and you also know how to do measured moves on the W. So you pretty much take it from, the bottom. I usually like taking the wicks into account, okay? I take it from the bottom wick, going all the way up to the neckline. Boom, and oopsies. And voila. Okay, that's how I calculate my measured moves, and I'm looking at W-like formations. Okay, so now that's the W-like formation that has met the measured move. But here's another thing that I'm looking at. Now, of course, this is premature until it plays out, until it breaks the neckline. And this is what I had drawn in the beginning, which was from here all the way here. Okay, now this is the neckline that I'm looking at, and I am looking at a potential bullish inverted head and shoulders. Okay, I do believe we get rejected here, and we actually managed to come down testing that 21 EMA or the Tenkin and managed to bounce off. I do believe we will have something like this. Okay, price could come up, test this again if we get a break on this neckline. Okay, I do believe that this would officially turn into a bullish inverted head and shoulders. Okay, now if that happens, of course, it's always an if this then that. You'll have to kind of look at how price plays off of the overhead resistance, which right now is that 4-hour Kijun. Also, the more significant one on this chart is at 9,325. Okay, now that is the major overhead resistance that I have. If we get rejected off of that, okay, and at the very least, I'm looking for price to hold either the 4-hour 21 EMA or the 4-hour cloud, which is sitting at 9,090. Okay, now we have managed to hold that as support, which is strength for the bulls. Okay, if we manage to hold that, maybe even consolidate here, only to come back up and break this neckline, I do believe we are going up. Now, question is, what is the measured move of this formation, okay, if it does play out? Remember, if this, then that. This only comes alive after the break of this neckline, okay, and the break of this neckline is going to be the impetus of us actually breaking this uppermost resistance sitting at 9,330-ish. Okay, now that is also weekly level, guys, so heads up on that. Now let's see what this measured move is. Let's see where it takes us to, rather. Okay, so let's say we break somewhere here. Okay, so this will take Bitcoin all the way up to 9,957. But what I want you to notice here is that breaking this, okay, and if this does end up playing out, if this beautiful inverted head and shoulders does end up playing out, we will be breaking out of this much larger symmetrical triangle. Okay, we will be breaking to the upside. The measured move to this would be pretty significant, considering we will be taking out these highs here at around 10,074. So that's something to also watch out for. But let's say we break here. Okay. And once again, guys, I'm always going to say this. It's always with patterns. Okay. It's always an if this, then that. And when I play these patterns, I'm usually playing it with support and resistance. I am usually using additional tools in my arsenal to help me, okay, get the probability on my side. If price starts getting rejected at these levels, okay, I'm saying that this is likely to come down further. All right, always watch out for how price reacts off of your major levels. Don't just get tunnel vision onto the pattern. Okay, use it in conjunction with something stronger. Support and resistance is #1 for me, okay, along with the Ichimoku cloud. So I like using my patterns in conjunction with the other tools like SNR and the Ichimoku cloud. Okay, so use it with something. Don't just look at the patterns and tunnel vision on them. But if this all plays out, okay, if this has cascading effects onto each other, this symmetrical triangle, the measured move of the symmetrical triangle, would take Bitcoin up to 11,455, which, by the way, is also in line with the top of the weekly cloud. All right, now it's not necessary that if this happens, if we break, price just shoots up in one straight line. No, I mean, we still have additional resistance overhead. Now, for those of you who have been watching my videos, you would have noticed that none of my SNRs have changed. It is all still the same. The 3 green box territories that I have on my chart are major weekly levels, okay? However, I have added one more, okay, which is this level right here at around 9,842. Now, this, guys, is a monthly level, okay? Now, I usually have it on my chart, however, it's hidden, just, you know, to keep everything nice and clear. But, now this, I wanted to bring this to the forefront because in the next 3 days, guys, not only did we open a new weekly candle, we also open a new monthly candle, okay? And if the monthly closes over this, it's bullish as hell, okay? Now, I'm going to pan on over to the monthly. And you will notice, allow me to zoom in, you will notice that the monthly has not closed over this line yet. The last time we closed over this resistance at 9,876 on the monthly time frame was only back in June of last year. Okay, this is as soon as we took that out, we rallied all the way up to that 14K region. And notice how as soon as we lost it here on 1st August 2019, that was the impetus of us actually getting into this year-long bear market, mini bear cycle, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay, so this is going to be a pivotal level. And if you, I'm not sure how many of you guys are looking at the monthly, it is an important time frame to get a good idea of, you know, the macro picture of Bitcoin. All right, it is something that is going to set your biases aside completely. So I implore you to look at the monthly, and you'll also notice that this line here at 9,875 is also in line with, I'm going to switch off my horizontals for just a second. It is in line with the monthly Kijun. Okay, so if you want to get, if you don't want to draw on those horizontals and you just want to get a good idea of where we are, where price is closing relative to that level on my chart, just put on your Ichimoku cloud. Okay, now for those of you who have access to the Mango ribbon, you also have the Ichimoku cloud integrated in that, so you can pull it up from there. Our settings are, the settings that I have on my chart are the default settings on the Mango ribbon. And for those of you who do not have the Mango ribbon, it's free. Okay, just, I'm going to include a link below in the description. You can just sign up for the Mango ribbon using that link, and I will grant you access. Okay, completely free. It's a good tool to have in your arsenal if you are someone who is actively trading. But yeah, that is the level I'll be looking at on the next close. Now, we closed that candle in 3 days. I mean, and you know, while it still looks kind of far-fetched on, say, you know, the daily time frame and stuff, guys, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin can do whatever Bitcoin wants to do whenever it wants to do it. Also, I want you guys to notice how the daily cloud is green, okay? The daily cloud is green. Price is over the cloud. We have a beautiful bullish TK cross that we got a while ago, okay? And not just that, we lost the 21 EMA, okay? Found support on a major level sitting around that 8,700 region, okay? However, we've managed to take back the Tenkin that we lost, as well as that 21 EMA. Okay, I do believe that this is currently, at least the daily, is more on swinging on the bullish side than bearish. However, I do believe what is going to really set in that ebb and flow of price is going to be the 10 simple moving average. Okay, now I believe I mentioned it in the Mango Grove, that I'll be looking for price to take out the 10 simple moving average, okay? Start having those candle body closes over the 10 SMA on the daily time frame. Okay, so I'll be looking for the 10 SMA to be taken out on the daily time frame, as well as the 10 SMA to be taken out on the 2-day time frame. Right now, the 2-day, you'll notice, guys, price is being sandwiched, okay, between that 10 SMA as well as that 21 EMA. Now, depending on which one we take out, whether we take out the 10 SMA to the upside or the 21 EMA to the downside, okay, I do believe that that will have, you know, some sort of cascading effects onto where this pattern swings to. All right, I do believe we manage to take back that 10 simple moving average. Okay, we're likely to come all the way up here, test the upper threshold of the pattern, okay, the upper diagonal of the pattern, and if we break that, if we start having candle body closes, daily candle body closes over 9,568, guys, I do believe this pattern is likely to break up, okay? That's what I'll be looking for on the daily candle closes. Okay, now I'm basing all my the trades that I take moving forward off of these pivotal levels. Right now, all I know is that price is sandwiched. Okay, I'd rather wait for price to actually solidify a direction, okay, and have the probability on my side before taking the trade. I mean, I don't mind taking the trade at a higher price, taking a long position at a higher price, if it means that the probability of winning is suddenly on my side. Okay, it's just a surer trade to be in. All right, so I like waiting on that confirmation, and for me right now, the confirmation is Bitcoin taking back that 2-day 10 simple moving average. That's what I'll be looking for. Now, let's actually get onto the 4-hour time frame, because I believe that if there's any time frame that's going to dictate what happens in the more immediate hours of the day, it's going to be the 4-hour. Right now, taking out taking out this line right here at around 9,320. Okay, I do believe this is going to have cascading effects onto the upside. So watch out for that. That's the line I'll be looking for. And remember, this is also, it's going to be in line with this beautiful, beautiful neckline, right? I told you about the bullish pattern I'm looking for. I'm looking at this possible bullish inverted head and shoulders. Breaking this to the upside is us breaking the neckline as well as that horizontal. Okay, the measured move to which will take us over the larger symmetrical triangle. Now that is on the bullish side. On the flip side, on the bearish side, I believe it's going to be this support right here at around 9,090, okay, which is also the bottom of the 4-hour cloud. I do believe taking that out will also mean taking out the 10 simple moving average. But right now, guys, I mean, it's a bullish picture, okay? I like the way price is moving right now. We are edging up. I mean, just look at that. And notice how aggressively the 10 SMA as well as that 21 EMA is moving up, right? We have a beautiful bullish cross here. When was the last time we got that? We got that right here. This was 14th May. Price was sitting at around that the same region, 9,300. And what do you know? As soon as we got that cross, Bitcoin made its way all the way up to 9,800. So right now, this is a bullish picture. It's looking good so far. Okay, but so you know what the upper threshold is that I'm looking at. Right now, the more immediate threshold I'm looking for Bitcoin to take out, if we have to have a bullish move to the upside, is 9,328. Okay, and to the downside is going to be 9,090. Okay, so I'll be looking for 4-hour candle body closes. Okay, that's what I'm always looking at, candle body closes. I do not play the action in between because a lot can happen in terms of the wicks and stuff. So I'd rather wait on confirmation, take the trade on a retest, and then go with the trade. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. Now let's move on to Ethereum, because I did mention that open interest on Ethereum has hit the roof. So what is Ethereum doing? Let's move on to that weekly time frame. So I mean, it's still hovering on the weekly. Gonna get rid of that. Actually, I don't like this chart. This is on Coinbase. Let's actually move on to Kraken. I know I hate on Kraken a lot. Personally, I mean, my margin trading experience on Kraken was never the best. So I believe that's where my dislike comes from, my hate comes from. But otherwise, I believe in terms of actually onboarding and stuff, they were pretty decent. You know, I had a very long conversation with Sean over this. It was one of the first exchanges I used, and for beginners to actually enter the space, they make it easy. Okay, but margin trading, guys, don't margin trade on there. Please do yourself a favor, okay? Like, I hurt for people who lose on Kraken just margin trading. It's not good. It's not good. Don't do that, okay? But anyways, right now on the weekly time frame, I mean, it's the same sandwich. It's the same sandwich. It's just from 211 going all the way down to 188. Like, it's an excruciating wait for anyone waiting for, you know, Ethereum to break. However, I mean, I wouldn't have been waiting. I would have just been playing the range on this, because I mean, I've mentioned this before. I know I'm like repeating myself, but Ethereum does so well on the ranges, guys. Weekly ranges, there is no coin I have come across that plays the ranges as well as Ethereum. Okay, now anyone who played this range, just from 211 coming all the way down to 189, I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the 5th candle. If you manage to just play the range up and down, that's like 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, twice on each candle. That's a huge, significant chunk, and it's an easy sort of range to play. But no, I mean, it's still hovering in there, and like I said, on the next weekly close for Ethereum at the USD, 211, my eyes are set on 211. Okay, so I'll be looking for that. And I also want you to notice how the 10 SMA again has moved up aggressively. If we manage to get that cross here, I think it'll be a good, it'll be a bullish sign. Although these are the EMAs. I don't like EMAs. 1 second. Let me just put on the, so we have the 10 SMA here. Okay, I actually mentioned this in my last video with you guys. I actually like using the, simple moving averages on Ethereum. So let's actually do that just quickly. It actually plays off better relative to simple moving averages as opposed to exponential. So I like that. Let's use the simple. And yep, what do you know? We're about to get a bullish cross between the 20 simple moving average as well as that 50 simple moving average. If we have that, I think that could be a bullish sign for Ethereum. We may see that break, okay? We may see 211 being taken out, at which point, after which, the next zone above is only going to be at 250. What is the trade here? What is the trade to be had? Bum, ba, da, bum, 17% to the upside. Woof! That's going to be nice. It's going to be a very, very nice, neat trade. Let's actually move on to the lower time frames and see what Ethereum could be doing on those, you know, on the intra-week time frames. So now this is the daily. Okay, I believe we have something here. 217. Huh. Okay, so let's see if we can draw. Is there any pattern at play? I don't want to be forcing patterns. I'm always trying to look for them, but guys, you know, another way I sort of filter out patterns, I'm looking at, I like looking at volume, okay? That's how I filter out my patterns, because if you don't have any sort of filter for your patterns, trust me, you're going to see patterns everywhere, okay? And you will not know how to differentiate between an actual pattern and a pattern that's just made up in your head. Okay, so you need to have that filter. And for me, personally, the filter is volume. Okay, I like using the volume. I don't believe we have anything significant here. Okay, I do believe the bottom part here is a trend line. Okay, Ethereum seems to be following it so far. So that's something to watch out for, breaking the trend line to the downside. Now notice how it has been holding ever since the main capitulation all the way down to 105, right? Ethereum has been holding that, and I'll be looking for it to actually maintain a more bullish outlook. I'll be looking for price to maintain the diagonal, to maintain that trend line. And if we can do that, and if we manage to start taking on the daily, okay, if we manage to start taking out 215, I think this is going to have cascading effects all the way up to the weekly time frame, okay, at which point I do believe 211 will be taken out on the weekly. So watch out for how the daily reacts to that 215 level. If we manage to start closing candles above that and setting in new weekly highs, sorry, daily highs, okay, this is going to have cascading effects onto the weekly time frame, at which point I do believe price is going to start moving up, okay, on Ethereum. So that's something to watch out for, and I do believe we're reaching some sort of we're reaching the apex of something here, okay? So if you just look at this, I'm gonna get rid of the 211 line for now, but if you just look at the horizontal all the way up at 215, 216, okay, and how the diagonal is moving right now, if we have to, you know, just follow that diagonal, and if we manage to hold that as support, okay, and we keep doing that, eventually we're likely to break 215 to the upside, okay? So, and notice how we have been holding it as overhead resistance on the daily. So watch out for that. We've been holding it as resistance since April, okay, the end of April, and it's been a month now, right? So I think that's going to be a major level on ETHUSD. 215 on the daily time frame, okay? Watch out for that, and watch out for how price reacts relative to this bottom trend line. Breaking that to the downside, I think will have bearish implications. Okay, now this is ETHUSD. Let's move on to Link, and let's wrap up this little baby. Okay, and once again, guys, I want to do some alt analysis. If you have any coins you want me to look at, just shoot me a comment in the comments section below, and we'll go over them, okay? I mean, if I'm already spending the time, you know, looking into alts, I might as well do some for you guys as well. Okay, so that way even I managed to find alts that I'm really not sort of eyeing, but I should be eyeing. Okay, but anyways, Link USDT looking meh. Like, what is it doing? It's just hovering, you know? I mean, it's, however, notice how we have been sort of slowly trudging up, making these, you know, these higher lows ever so slowly. So something to maybe perhaps watch out for, but perhaps I'm probably looking into this a little too much. But okay, this is Chainlink USDT on the 1-day time frame. It's not doing anything, but let's actually move on to the 4-hour time frame. I've always put emphasis on Chainlink's 4-hour time frame because I do believe as soon as a trend is set in, the first time frame to tip you off on that trend is going to be the 4-hour time frame. Okay, I still stick by that, but right now, guys, notice how price is reacting relative to that 21 EMA, and it's choppy AF. Okay, there's literally no trade to be had on here. I'm not seeing anything so far. what I'll be looking for Chainlink to take out if we want to see a further push to the upside, like a more definitive push to the upside. Look for Chainlink to start taking out $4.17, going all the way up to actually $4.20. Right, I do believe that's going to be a better level. Let's move on to this range right here and see how price has reacted off of these two levels. Yeah, I do believe that the more definitive level over here is going to be that $4.20. Okay, if we start taking that out, and we start taking that out to the upside on the 4-hour time frame, I do believe we're going to start moving up. Okay, that's what I'll be looking for. On the more bearish side, I'll be looking for price relative to, what is this line right here? There we go. 4-hour cloud. Okay, so 4-hour bottom of the cloud. If Chainlink starts closing candles underneath that, okay, and more importantly, if we start taking out this wick here at $3.72, I do believe we are coming down further. Okay, so that is the level to watch out for if you are currently holding Link and you are in a long position and you do not want to be underwater. You do not want price on the 4-hour time frame taking out $3.72. Okay, basically this bottommost wick right here. Okay, whatever semblance of a bullish structure it has on the daily with those higher lows, that is going to be negated. All right, so you do not want that happening, so watch out for that if you are someone holding and trading Chainlink, not hodlers. I'm talking about those who are trading. Okay, that's not something that you want to see. But right now, I mean, it's all right. It's ranging. There's not much happening on Link USD. Let's look at Link BTC. Link BTC. And we broke down. It's bearish. Link, I mean, it makes sense that it's bearish, right? Because Link USD is hovering while Bitcoin is going up. So Bitcoin relative to USD is pumping. It's strong. Okay, Link relative to USD is meh, right? So if you compare Link and BTC now, Bitcoin is the stronger asset, so it makes sense that this is looking bearish, right? Because Bitcoin is the stronger asset when you're comparing it to Link, so it makes sense that this is red. I don't know why I have that selected, but anyways, nothing to notice is the daily cloud is red right now. Okay, so that's not good. However, one thing on the more neutral side of Chainlink BTC is the fact that price is in the cloud. Okay, there is no definitive call on that, but if there's any side that this is leaning towards, it is leaning more bearish than bullish. Okay, one thing I was looking for, I was actually looking for price to hold the 4-hour 200 simple moving average that it took out here. Okay, and this kind of goes back to Sean's last analysis with you guys, where he was looking at Chainlink, and he's like, I kind of disagree with Krisha. I know she was looking at the 200 simple moving average. However, notice how the 200 simple moving average is sloping downwards, and that's usually not a good sign if you are looking for, price to start moving up. That's more like a tell when you see that 200 simple moving average sloping downwards. Okay, and price was looking rather droopy here, and I think he called this a potential what was this, a bearish head and shoulders, and he wanted my call on that to see, if this indeed was a bearish head and shoulders. And yes, Sean, it was a bearish head and shoulders. So that's something to note. Now let's see where this measured move could potentially take Chainlink down to, and the measured move for this comes all the way down to 40442 sats. Okay, the measured move has not been met yet. Okay, we could likely, and the fact that we actually lost the 4-hour Kijun, we're currently in that cloud, and notice how this level here is very close to the bottom of the cloud, sitting at around 407 sats. Okay, this could very well make and we are actually making a move right now, right, to the downside. This is another about 3% to the downside. So we could actually very well meet the measured move of this bearish head and shoulders. So this is going to start looking bearish. But what does that mean? What does that mean if Chainlink USD is hovering, okay, and Chainlink BTC is painting a bearish picture? What is that saying about Bitcoin? it's telling us that Bitcoin is likely to move up further. Okay, because Chainlink USD is not giving us any sign of wanting to budge from whatever range it is that it's playing. All we know is that it's been very consistent in setting in those higher lows, okay, and it's been very steadfast with that, while Chainlink BTC is moving down. And right now, the analysis on this chart is telling us that we could make an additional 3% move to the downside. Okay, now that is basically painting a picture for us on Bitcoin USD. Okay, so what this is telling me right now is that Bitcoin USD may have a little more oomph in it, okay? This may start trudging up a little more. And as we speak, Bitcoin is actually at 9,320. Won't you look at that, guys? So we actually closed a 12-hour candle about 10 minutes ago. And did we take out the Kijun right there? Or no, we closed right slightly underneath it. Now, this is going to be pivotal, okay? So how price reacts relative to this level here at around 9,326, that is going to be the tell. Okay, we start closing more hourly candles over this and we start using it as underneath support. I believe Bitcoin is likely to trudge up, going all the way up to 9,500. Okay, possibly breaking the upper diagonal of the symmetrical triangle, after which we are likely to have cascading effects onto those high time frames. And yeah, that's all I have for you for today with this. Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, guys. Ciao.